Real quick.
Oh, we're live. I'm sorry.
All good. All good.
I'm
We
sorry.
always do that.
Every time, right? All right,
Yeah.
and we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Superherocuts podcast, where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by one of my best friends in the world, my freaking co-host Jerry. What's up, dog? How are you today?
My brother. I'm all right. It's tough news about the dog, but
Yeah.
we'll
We'll definitely talk about that off here for sure, bro. We'll definitely talk more. But sorry to hear that, dog.
Thanks. Sucks, man. Bro, 18 years old. I've had this dog since I was in high school.
Long life though. That's a long life, man.
I know. But I'm still not ready. You can never be ready, you know? Like how can you be ready to never have your dog again? Like,
bro, a relationship with a dog is different, bro. It's different, dude. It's different. I totally understand that. So, but nah, bro, I'm all right, man. We here though. I pretty much slept. Like I told you I was at church all weekend and all week. So today, bro, I crashed all day. I was tapped out, but
oh man,
yeah, but I'm
must be nice sleeping in on a Monday, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's why I chose Monday for my days off because I hate working on Mondays. I was like, this is the perfect day. But I was able to just sleep, and now I'm alive now. So, but we're going to get right into this episode because there's a lot of things that we need to talk about. A lot of this stuff, guys, today is going to be MCU based. There's a lot of MCU rumors going around that we just need to discuss and talk about. There's obviously going to be some DC, but not as DC centric as we've talked about for the past couple weeks. So we're going to get right into it. So Venom: The Last Dance, man. So Venom: The Last Dance dropped last Thursday. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know how I felt about it. I was pretty annoyed by the film. And obviously, I talked to my counterpart Jerry about it, and he obviously saw how pissed I was as well about the film. So, and you didn't end up seeing it, right?
You know, it's funny because like I'm very, for a guy that has a podcast about movies, I'm very picky about which movies I watch. I was planning on seeing it, and then I was like, I really don't want to. I have a lot of like work related stuff I have to do this weekend, so I want to be sparing with my time. And the new Call of Duty dropped, so I wanted to play that. But like, bro, sometimes these movie studios forget that it's a 2-hour commitment of your life. 2 hours, a great movie, it goes by fast. A bad movie, it doesn't. But you know what? Regardless, you'll never get those 2 hours back. And if I'm going to commit to a 2-hour movie and I know I'm probably not going to like it, I don't want to see it. And I'm a snob about movies. I go out of my way to go to the Dolby Cinema. The Dolby Cinema isn't near my apartment. It's like a half-hour drive, and that's 2 ways. So that makes a 2-hour movie a 3-hour excursion. And I don't want to spend 3 hours on a movie that I don't think I'm going to enjoy. When Venom drops on digital, I'm going to watch it. I kind of don't want to, but I will. It's Tom Hardy. It's Venom. It's Sony. You know I love Sony. I'm probably the only person on the internet that capes for Sony. But yeah, so why don't you tell us what you thought of it, because you're the one that saw it.
Yeah, and I agree with the same thing. I see all movies in Cinemark like XD, which is their version of the, Dolby. So when I go, bro, as of you, I go, it's an experience. Like, I'm getting the popcorn. I'm going all out. I got this freaking Venom head. By the way, this is the coolest thing, bro. Look at this thing. This is sick.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, I got that, which is cool. But that's probably the coolest thing from the whole day. So I took my dad, which was mistake number one.
Oh, man.
My dad, Jerry, is a lot like your dad. They old school, bro. So, So given that our dads are alike in that type of manner, you can imagine what his reaction was to the movie. And then it was fun because afterwards we were so bored that we went after to go and we looked at guns, and he bought a gun, which is super funny. Like right after. Yeah. So it ended well. But like at first we're like, bro, what's going on? So this movie is terrible. This movie is a monstrosity. We got pranked. We got punked, bro. Null, they teased Null like he was going to be in the whole entire movie. Null had literally 2.5 scenes. His screen time was less than 5 minutes in the whole movie, and the post credits were pointless. There was no linking of Null going into the MCU. There was no link of the symbiote going into the MCU. There were no type of links at all. The plot was dead. All of the old characters that we saw in the past films, except the lady from the bodega, no one else pops up in this film at all. It felt like the past two movies did not exist, and we just had this random movie in Venom. And to be honest, I felt like they were working. They had something to work with the cast that they had from the past two films, but they just destroyed their chances with this movie. And look, guys, number one, I want to say a few things. Venom does prove a point that superhero fatigue does not exist, because Venom is doing great in the box office, regardless of if it is bad or not. Because the reality is this right here. Fans, look, Venom, like when I see a superhero film, I do expect a few things. Number one, cool CGI. Number two, cool action. And number three, just a costume design that's fire. Every superhero film has that, but what makes superhero films different is the plot and how important the writing actually is. So if anyone wants to talk about superhero fatigue, Venom is doing great right now in box office, and it is because of those things, because a lot of fans only care about action, but a lot of my friends that aren't really into superheroes, they even say it sucks, but they're like, the action kept me interested. And that was pretty much how I felt. Like the movie sucked, but the action was good enough to keep me like, you know what I mean? Like not falling asleep in the movie. Yeah.
That's kind of, sorry, by the way, I'm just posting on all socials.
No worries, bro. Go ahead.
Check your IG because I sent you a collab post.
Say that.
So, that's kind of what I was like expecting. I was like, it's probably going to be not have a good plot, but it's going to be entertaining based on acting performance, special effects, and all that, which, by the way, kind of what I thought of Let There Be Carnage. Like, I didn't think it was a great story. The thing about the first one was it was new, it was different. No one was expecting it to be good. So I think the first one had I think it had low expectations to its advantage. And I don't think the second one had that. And I think the third had the opposite. I think people actually had good, like normal expectations for the third one. And I think that's why the third one's getting cooked the most. Obviously, I don't really know because I haven't seen it, but it sounds like to me, the first trailer, people were going nuts over the symbiote horse. Then everyone was going nuts over Null. It's funny because I see people who I know, they don't really read comics. Like they might read one or two. I'm also starting to notice there are people who, if the MCU is doing it, they read those comics and they don't read anything else, but they act like they read everything else.
Yeah.
And that's how you get the people who are pretending Sentry is a big deal. Whereas us real comic heads are yeah, yeah, he had one decent story arc once 20 years ago, and that's been it. So
yeah.
But one of those guys who I kind of beefed with on Twitter recently, he was I saw him, he was gassing the Venom, Let There Be Carnage. He's obsessed with. I think I said last week he was Carnage is carrying the comic book industry, which is crazy thing to say. Yeah, like I said, if Carnage is carrying the comic book industry, Marvel's going out of business. Okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, so sucks. Hopefully, Kraven is a good movie. I think Kraven has the potential to be the best. Listen, I think that from a character standpoint, and I know people aren't going to like to hear this, let's just say it how it is. Venom gets a lot of hype, and I like Venom. I'm a fan of Venom, and I don't mean to sound like I'm knocking Venom because I really don't mean to. I think Venom's a great character. But the thing about Venom that makes him different is that Venom's kind of like an STD. Everyone's caught it,
Yeah.
and it makes Eddie Brock, Harry Osborn, and all of them a little less special. You can't, your big villain can't be as popular when, everyone has like, it's not like Spider-Man where there's like one or two main Spider-Man and then there's Gwen and like everyone really loves Peter and Miles. Like, no one, I think most people are indifferent to, who their favorite symbiote, carrier is. But when it comes to Craven, there really is like, and I'm not talking about, the like spinoffs and the daughter and all that. But Craven is one guy, and Craven, pretty much always has a cool story. Even though I think Last Hunt is a little overrated, it's a cool story. And he is a villain that's very unique. Venom gets a lot of hype because he looks cool, his abilities are really cool, but he is like the yin to Spider-Man's yang. Like if you wanted a Spider-Man spectacle, Venom is the perfect person because they have the same powers. They just, one's an alien, one's a spider bite. But Craven is a little different because Craven's whole thing is Craven's not necessarily like he's not an anti-hero, but he's not necessarily a villain in his motives. Like he is not set out for evil. He just loves the hunt. He lives for the hunt. And it's ironic because in today's American culture, there's a lot of people who would say like you're a bad person if you like to hunt. So it's kind of like perfect timing. Not that that's our view or anything like that, but it is. And I just think someone who lives for the hunt and he loves to hunt so much that he's seen as a supervillain because of it, and he's that competitive, I think that's a really compelling story. And Aaron Taylor-Johnson is a phenomenal actor. So I think that as long as the script is good in this movie, like this should be a good movie. You could also say Tom Hardy's a great actor and he did a great job as Venom. I think that the scripts weren't as good as they should have been, especially for Let There Be Carnage, which is crazy because they had Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson in that movie, and that was the script that they put forward.
It was terrible.
Yeah, what are you smoking, bro?
Yeah. And I agree, bro. I mean, and the part that hurts me the most is, Marvel Comics has really done a really good job of expanding the symbiote world and making the symbiote really have its own place in the Marvel universe, which hurts me more that this movie was so bad, and I just feel like, the Marvel Comics gave such a perfect setup for Venom to use some of this stuff, and they didn't use it at all. Now, some of this could be maybe, they're saving it for the MCU with Peter Spider-Man. I'm not sure, but it's like, there's so much more to Venom than what this movie portrayed, and what the ending of Venom was just the symbiotes jumping on people. That's literally all this was, and like to have a good Venom movie, it has to be more than that. Like it has to be something deeper than that. And like, and then they build up this idea that Venom's going to go against Null in the end of the movie. Null, Null doesn't meet Venom at all, and the main antagonist is Null's hench animal. It's a hench animal. It's a hunting animal. It's so corny, bro.
That is corny. And, it's interesting because, like, literally everyone has gotten the symbiote. Even Peter has gotten the symbiote. And obviously the symbiote came about in the original Secret Wars, and Marvel probably didn't plan for it to be as successful as a concept as it has been. And, I think Venom and the symbiote is one of the most overused things in Marvel Comics, and because of that, there's a large number of stories that are great. And then there's a large number of stories that just suck. And by the way, you know what I would count in the stories that suck? I would count the Spider-Man 2 PS5. I had fun playing the game the first time around, but by the time it got to the third act, the second I saw that MJ was going to become Scream and I was like fighting MJ, I'm like, okay, literally everyone got the symbiote in this game.
It just got repetitive, bro.
It was so repetitive, and it's like it just feels like that those games are made for people who buy a PS5 for the fun of it, and they're not like real gamers, and they need to make the game easy enough for everyone to beat. And like real gamers like ourselves, who are looking for something that's a bit more of a challenge, we get the short end of the stick. And I hope they don't do that with Wolverine. Supposedly they're going a little more God of War, but I think that might be the style, not the difficulty. Not to say God of War is one of the most difficult games. It isn't. It's not like Shadow Dies Twice or Wukong or anything like that, but it's much more difficult than Insomniac Spider-Man. But anyway, listen, Venom, it sucks because now we have a Venom trilogy that isn't great, and it's out there, and it's going to be a long time before we get a Venom movie again. Maybe we get Venom to some extent in Spider-Man 4, but I don't know. There's a couple things that I think indicate they might. Feige said it's grounded, but it's not really going to be on Earth. Said something to that effect. They obviously teased it with the post-credit scenes, but I don't think they really care about that. And they definitely are going to care less about it, considering the box office numbers for Venom: The Last Dance. And who knows who's going to be.
Box office, it ain't doing bad.
Really?
No, they actually broke even. So I mean, like financial, but so and the thing is that when I posted my review, I got a lot of people that hit me up saying, "Yo, like I'm seeing it tomorrow, I'm seeing it Saturday, I'm seeing it Sunday." Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people went to see it, which shocks me that Venom, like that many people watch Venom, bro. It's wild to me. So it shall be interesting. But I do want to talk about
real quick. I want to say one thing before because I'm going to forget to say it. The one thing I like about how Sony handled this is that I love that they teased everyone with the Null cameo, and then Null was only in the movie for 5
here
years.
we go.
Because you know how much I hate people getting hyped up for a stupid cameo. And this is my point. Stop begging for cameos, because you do it, they're going to put some big character like Null in the trailer only for you to be disappointed, because they know you buy tickets off of cameo hype, okay? Yeah. So stop giving them that power. Stop asking for cameos. Ask for good stories. And if the cameos happen, let them fall into place as they may. But do not beg for cameos, because they will jerk you around and take your money.
But we got played. I mean, and dude, I thought Null was going to be like in the movie for real. I was really in shock, because I'm sitting here like, okay, well, where's Null? And then we're in the last act. I'm like, okay, so Null isn't going to be in this. Okay.
Yeah. You thought the mega corporations weren't going to figure out to put a big character in the trailer only your ticket money? Like,
I was heated, bro. I was heated. Yeah. Well, like, bro, when that's the only thing that they're showing in the trailer, it makes you think like, yo, like, okay, they're really about to do something.
Yeah.
Well, this is the second time that Noel has been under. And look, guys, if you guys watch the show, I'm very anti-villain films. Kraven looked fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been anti-Kraven until the trailer that they showed, and freaking when you see Venom. If you guys have seen Venom, the Kraven trailer that they show is fire. That doesn't mean that, I think the movie still has potential to be bad, because we've been led on very well by trailers, before, but the trailer looks good. I ain't gonna hold you good, bro. It looked fire. It's just sad, because Sony does have potential to be a $1 billion grossing company apart from MCU Spider-Man, and I just feel like there's a lot of other things that they could have dug into. Like, I really think the Spider-Man noir show that they're doing with Amazon, I mean, we finally got to see the costume reveal, and it looks freaking sick. Like, those are things that we want to see as fans. Like, screw the Venom. Like, Venom and Kraven are cool, but like, let them put them with Spider-Man and give it, like, there's so many other Spider-Man that you could do projects on live action.
Also, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man comes out like next week.
I thought it got pushed back.
Oh, did it?
I thought it got delayed. Let me check.
I was wondering, because I was like, I looked it up and it said November 2nd, but that comic that I sent you. So Marvel is putting out a tie-in comic to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man that's releasing in January.
Yeah. So Comic Book Room said that it got delayed until 2025.
Okay, so that comic is probably going to coincide. Actually, I don't know, because I have to imagine they take pre-orders from like the stores now. I don't think it's that, like, I think once they put out the solicitations, which is how we know what they did.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the ability to move the dates around after, because, you know, stores are planning for it. Like, and when you ship to a store, they plan inventory and all that. And it's not, so I don't know. It's possible that the comic will come out and the show could come out later. Who knows? I don't think that a tie-in comic is going to sway Disney Plus. They care, like,
they don't care
this much. Yeah.
I do love the suit though that they have with the red mask and the Spider-Man jersey. That's hard, bro.
And the animation style. That's one of the things that's like perfect about Spider-Man. He's got the cool colors. He's got the cool mask. Sometimes you can make the argument that, like, other than Batman, like, the cape rarely is better than the no cape. Like, yo, Batman Beyond looks so cool without the cape. By the way, that fan film, you know, it's called Batman Beyond Year One. The kid who plays Beast in Beast Boy in Titans is playing Terry McGinnis. You know what they did that's smart? They made the movie, like, because I DM Culture Nerd, I was like, bro, because he saw it. I was like, how long is it? And he, you know, sent me the screenshot of the runtime, which was like 15 or 16 minutes. Cool. They're smart for that. That kid Gavin, who made the Spider-Man movie, he was probably like, nah, I want to make a feature film. Like, bro, you're making a fan film. You don't have the budget for a feature film. And now everyone hated your movie. As much as I would like to see a Batman Beyond feature film, I know that there's a fan film and they don't have the capabilities to make a 2-hour feature film. So I'm hyped. I think it looks great. I think Batman Beyond needs more spotlight, shine. So, you know, I just think he's kind of similar to like the Clone Saga with Spider-Man. Like, it's very difficult for DC to get to a place where they could give Batman Beyond shine. I think Elseworlds is the place though, but not yet.
I am pro cape though. I love capes. I love capes. Like, and I love the Batman. And when it comes to Batman, and one thing that I will say, the Dark Knight did land. I love the oversized capes. There's nothing beats an oversized cape for Batman specifically. I love the oversized Batman cape. That's a staple for me, bro. Oh, and then Robin with the short cape and the hood. Oh, like, bro, when Damian got the hood with the freaking fur on the back, that kind of pays a tribute to the league, bro. That joint hard, bro.
Bro, you know, one of the things that makes the Dark Knight suit so good is the matte black. That matte black is so sick.
Yeah, I just wish the material was like, me personally, I like the matte black. I wish the material was different, but I think it's just doomed to its time. Like Dark Knight was like the first, like, well, it wasn't the first, but like
that was the first serious live action Batman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm saying costume wise too. Like, I think that for what they did, they were pushing limits. You know what I mean? And then Marvel ran with that. You know what I mean? Because they were able to be more colorful. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, dude, that freaking, I love oversized skates. All right, let's read some chats here. Superherocuts, what's your thoughts on McFarlane's toy leaks for the Superman movie? Do you think Bizarro transformed into kaiju? I did not see those, bro. I'm gonna have to research those, and then we might make a separate video on that, because I did not see that yet.
Cultured Nerd posted the list, I think, on Instagram of all the characters,
but they weren't like the images, right?
But you can at least see a list in one place of all the characters getting toys.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. Just tell me this: is the 10-year-old Peter Parker thing true? Don't worry, I'm not going to watch it, so I don't mind spoilers. So the 10-year-old Peter Parker is not in this. No, they literally diverted the whole thing, bro. I'm telling you, bro, this movie is literally pointless. There's no Peter Parker in this at all. No ties to Spider-Man at all. Craven will be terrible. It's very possible. Craven will be another Morbius until all the villain movies have Spider-Man in the universe. It will never work. Hey, that is a fair point. That is a fair point. Who would you say is Spidey's second greatest enemy? Doc Ock or Venom? I know Gabi is easily number one. I would say his greatest enemy is definitely Doc Ock. I mean, they're like the number one. There's the relationship that Peter Parker had with Doc Ock. Like that was his mentor, bro. And then dude just goes insane. I mean, like that's more heartfelt than Eddie Brock as Venom.
Yeah, I don't know. I would agree with Hungry though that Goblin is number one.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. I mean, come on, yeah. Gabi is like, Batman's Joker, bro. Like, it's just, you can't, I mean, Venom is second. Okay. What Sony did with Null is what Paramount did with Unicorn. Yes, facts. Unicorns in the trailer. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. You're right. There's a rumor that WB is making another Arkham game. Would you rather an Arkham Origins sequel where it's Batman and Robin or a Batman Beyond Arkham game? I personally would want a Arkham Origins sequel with Batman and Robin. But if it is a Batman Beyond Arkham game, I wouldn't be against that either. But if you do a Batman Beyond game, I would make it apart from the Arkham brand. I would make it like its own thing. You can still use the same developers, but if it's Batman Beyond, like make it different than the Arkham.
That would be really cool because like you could do a Batman Beyond and make it look like Cyberpunk.
That's what I'm saying. Like make it like it has to be it has to look like a whole new world, But yeah. I will say, man, like Gotham Knights really like blew my ish. So I would love a good Robin story. What's up?
I just realized Transformers 1. It's expensive to rent, but I might rent that tonight. It's available. It's supposed to be really good.
Is it the animated one, right?
Yeah, people.
I heard it's really good.
Fire. Yeah.
My friend, she watched it and she said it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And I was a little scared because this is Hemsworth's first animation thing, so I didn't know how he was going to do, but they say he killed it, bro.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was in it.
Yeah, he's Optimus Prime. So, all right, now we're going to get to the next topic here. Penguin episode 6. So, Penguin, yeah, dude, Penguin episode 6 aired yesterday on Max. If please subscribe to Max and watch the show. This episode it was great. So, just to give a quick summary, spoiler alert if you don't want to hear it. So, we saw that in episode 5, Penguin finally found his underground operation, and I'm happy that we got a little time jump because I really didn't want to see the building of this operation. So we see that he ended up rebuilding his plants. They have a whole underground operation that is cool, and we see that Penguin is building his empire. We also finally end up seeing Squid. I did have a theory, not a theory, but yeah, I'll say that I had a theory that I said on the review. I thought that Squid was going to end up working for Penguin, but we were wrong. That's Victor's first kill. You know what I mean? So that was also insane. And and then also another thing that was cool was we end up getting more of a deep look on Salvatore Maroni and Sophia Falcone. And Jerry, I don't know about you, but I really feel bad for Salvatore. Like whoever that actor is, the way he is playing the pain, bro, it feels like it's almost real. And Sophia is on a tear per usual, and the episode ends on a cliffhanger where Penguin goes savage and he gets the electric turn back on in Crown Point. But here's the thing: Victor and Oz's mom were dancing, but somebody was watching them the whole time, and it was Sophia Falcone, and the episode ended. So, Jerry, how do you feel about Penguin episode 6, man? Because I know you was hyped when you saw this.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Just loved it. Loved the characters. Loved how, I thought Vic having to kill his friend and it's crazy because seeing Penguin take this father figure, he obviously really cares about Victor, but in his way of showing love and care for someone, it's also so cold at the same time. Like when he said, it gets easier. And that was supposed to be something helpful to the kid. And it's man, that was so raw. Oh, just absolutely loved it. And, this show is incredible. By the way, also, I can't wait for them to battle it out because that scene is going to be incredible. I just hope there's a lot of action with the guns. I love that we're seeing guns in comic book TV because it's rare. And like, you know, the grittier and more street level something is, the more likely we'll see guns. But you know, they're really letting that happen, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, Mama's gonna die. I mean, there's no other way around that. Sophia,
Yeah.
like when it comes to Sophia Falcone, I'm shocked that she let his prostitute girl live. I was shocked. I mean, I thought she was gonna shoot her in the head, because she knew about the death of her brother. But there's no way his mother's is coming out this scene unscathed.
Yeah.
I don't think Victor is going to die though. I think she's going to make Victor live to tell Penguin that Victor couldn't save his mom. And I think it's going to be like because I mean, and the episode already built up this idea of how emotional Penguin already was over his mom. So this is going to be the thing that sends him over the edge. And bro, we're going to see another stuff. Another thing that I did want though, bro, I wanted to see Oz interact with Squid. Because Squid was like this little cocky, like hood rat, and I wanted to see Oz like put him in check. But I do love the idea that the kind of building of like, Oz is too great to deal with somebody that small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the one thing that I love, Jerry, that they kind of built is like Oz at one point in the end, right? He gained the world when all of the gangster mob guys drunk the beer. But at the same time, he's about to, but Matt Reeves is building this idea that to gain something, you have to lose something. And so like he gains the mob. He's about to become probably the richest guy in Gotham, but he's going to lose by his mother dying. So Matt Reeves kind of playing on this thing of like, to become this, you got to lose this. It's kind of a beautiful like picture.
Yeah.
That's being painted. And I think it opens up, and not to get super philosophical.
Get philosophical.
Let's do it. But it builds this idea of, to be ambitious, it takes a sacrifice that you might not know that you're going to pay. And it shows with Carmine. Like Carmine had to kill his wife. He had to kill his people. So Sophia had to go to Arkham, right? She had to do all of these things. And Matt Reeves building this consistency of even with her brother and Johnny, right? Like for her to hit this level of to be the powerhouse, everybody had to die, and it's this constant thing that I'm like, yo, this is like a beautiful picture that's being painted on screen.
You just cooked so hard, bro. That was sick. That was so sick. And it's so true about the ambition. And that's what, like, people are like, oh, Elon Musk was handed everything. Like, okay, bro. I once had a friend who said, I'm not even going to say the person's name because it's like so controversial, but he was like, whatever, I'm just gonna say it was like, if I was given the money that Trump was given, I would be wealthier than Trump. Like, okay, bro, you know what? Take some money and put it in the stock market. Then let's see what happens. Like, bro, you got a couple $100. Like at that point, you should be able to flip it to becoming a millionaire. Like that's the same type of equation you're talking about. People just don't get it, man. And it's like, it's crazy. But success is something that is so hated lately in our country that like people don't even understand ambition anymore. And it's true. And when it comes to ambition, you have to make some kind of sacrifice to reach success at the other side. Exactly. And the bigger the ambition, the bigger the sacrifice. And that's what you're seeing with all of these characters. It's such a great point. And, it's crazy because they even show that with Victor, and Victor is having to sacrifice a lot because he's just entering and he's coming up really quick because he's under Penguin's arm as Penguin is escalating really quickly too. And, that's like the theme of the damn show. I mean,
yeah, sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's, by the way, it is going to be, everyone is like dying to see the opening scene next week because
top hat. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
When Sophia walked in, bro,
dude, I was like, no, don't do it.
At first I was like, oh man, I hope Oz doesn't kill Vic because I was gonna be, what the hell are you doing dancing with my mom? Like, and I was like, oh man, that's Sophia. They also really made her like, I mean, she's gorgeous either way, but I got to tell you, I thought her hair and all her makeup. I thought she looked better in Palm Springs or whatever that movie was called. Great movie.
Yeah.
It's comedy with Andy Samberg.
It looks like she's going insane, bro, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Like she had to do like because I'm wondering if she hooked up with Julian, but she had him in bondage and all this. I'm like, all right, man, it's getting a little too freaky for me.
Yeah.
She's kind of losing herself a little bit, you know. So
Yeah.
and then the other part like was how after Victor killed Squid, he's processed, like he's like, why did you make me do that? Like he really was hurt, bro. I mean, he had to take a day or two to just like get himself together, bro. I mean, it was so detailed.
You know, I was just looking at it, but it's a little bit, but not the same. Goodfellas, which I know you haven't seen, and I should shame you for not having seen Goodfellas, bro.
I'm gonna add it to my list.
You've heard of it, obviously.
Oh, of course.
Goodfellas is one of like the very best. Anyway, but there's this girl Karen in it, and Ray Liotta, his character, starts dating Karen. And she's a Jewish girl. So, you know, it was funny. And I'm Jewish, by the way. So if anyone's watching, don't take it out of context or anything like that. But yeah, so her hair, you know, she's got like the, you know, 80s style hair, which, you know, Sophia has too, but hers is different.
It's more, it's like a mullet type thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Oh, this show is it's so good. It is so. Then you know what the title of the next episode is?
It's Top Hat, right?
Yeah.
Bro. I mean, and this is why I love Matt Reeves, because even though this, you know, this is a grounded, you know, take on Batman, it's all the same meanings, right? Because that's who Batman is. Batman is a product of sacrifice. I mean, Batman has to sacrifice the idea of building a life with the Selena Kyle or the multiple females that he, you know, deals with, because he chooses the hard life to be a hero. And it's beautiful to see that same thing modeled in a criminal, you know, base. And man, and like after this episode, Penguin's going to be like the dude, bro. And at this point, he has to have a big role in the freaking Batman 2. There's no way you don't keep him out. There's no way you keep him out of this. Yeah. He has to be like a top in the top 3 most important characters in this film.
And by the way, you know, I used to think that they were going to have to kill him off at some point. They really don't. Like, he could just be a successful gangster that has some kind of power in the city, and it would kind of be fitting, because his whole thing is that, like, he's always looked at as the underdog, but he always ends up on top.
Exactly. So, I mean, because it is definitely going to end with him on top for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It is good. I already seen it. Oh, yeah. Did you guys hear that Gunn is working on a Superman trailer? Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that December is the month that we're going to be getting a trailer. So,
did you hear that, or was that just me? That I feel like I just said I think it's going to come out in December.
No, I saw a tweet on that on X.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they were saying that December looks like the month, but James Gunn be debunking stuff, dude. I don't know.
Well, no, he did say it's gonna come not too soon, not much sooner, but not much later. He did something like that.
Yeah, but when people say dates, man, I gotta hear it from him, because he debunks all that stuff. So when he says it, I'll believe it. That's how I feel with James. Which I really do like that. You know, one of the things I hate about not hate, because it gives us content, but one thing about Marvel is that there's so many rumors that float around and it doesn't come to fruition. With James Gunn, we're getting like clear information. All right. So Superman and Lois, the final season has been airing, and it's been doing great numbers wise. A lot of people have been tuning in. You know, Superman. Now, how have you liked this season so far?
Oh, you know, at first I was like kind of annoyed that they didn't just bring Superman back like right away. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, it's Superman. I always felt like, you know, they called it End Lois for, you know, certain people. And don't get me wrong, I think the actress that plays Lois is great. And they've actually given her an amazing story in the show. So title warranted, fair. But it's still Superman and Lois. It's not just Lois. So you better bring Superman back, and you better bring him back. And they did. They brought him back. I thought it was really cool that John Kent got his powers, how he got his powers, and like how he, Jordan was, kind of like he was scared. He was scared to fly at first. He was scared to do all the things. And John just comes out the
He's a
gate.
savage, bro. He's automatic.
Bro, when he just jumped backwards, like, man, that was so sick. And, Lex Luthor has been so savage. I really love this portrayal of Lex. And I love that the fandom is like able to appreciate it. He is in just like he might just be the meanest villain we've ever seen on screen. He is up there. This Lex Luthor, man, he is just cold.
Yeah, he don't care, dude. He has no type of like limit to how he's a savage, bro.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, I'm really loving the show. I love the guy that plays John Henry Irons, Steel. Love his daughter. She's a great actress too. Dude, the whole, and what's Lois's dad's name? Why am I blanking this on? General Lane. Yeah. Anyway, he's been
Sam Lane.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, there's a spoiler, but it's a couple weeks old. So, but yeah, he died. That was a great scene. Man, this show is incredible. It's definitely a great show for the Arrowverse to, call the curtain on. And I get why they ended the show. They don't want their premier A-list characters like Superman on TV on a channel like the CW. I get it. It's not you have to save characters like that for premier markets, not CW. But listen, CW's done a great job with some of the shows, and most of them have sucked. But we've gotten Arrow, we've gotten Flash, and Superman and Lois, and all three of those I've loved. Some people I think say Supergirl's pretty good. I always
the first 3 seasons are goated, bro.
Really?
Goated. Like, it's not better than Arrow, but her first 3 seasons are top 3, and then it just dies. I would tell you, Jerry, as season 3, don't even watch it. Just stop there. After the Mon-El story is done, you just stop.
But you also said the same thing about Arrow, and I'm on in halfway through season 8 or 9, which I haven't picked back up. But you were like, oh, Arrow gets bad after season 5, and I've still enjoyed all the seasons.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm talking about compared to the freaking level that we got in the first 5 seasons, it took a big dip. But the reason why is because they didn't want it to center it around just Oliver Queen. But I will say I did love that second team that he had with Mr. Terrific and the Spanish guy, and like there were certain parts that were cool, but I don't know. The quality to me just took a slight dip that I wasn't expecting. Yeah. Same with Flash, bro. The Flash started off so good, and then the Flash became like a Power Ranger show. It was the same order of beating a villain every episode. And it got corny.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And I didn't like how when it started, it was all about a different meta that was insignificant. And that was procedural to me. I hate shows that have each episode feel like it's a unique individual story. Yeah. I like shows that build momentum in the plot. So DCU, we need Arrow, okay? We need an Arrow show or maybe even Arrow movie. You got to do something with Arrow. This is a great character. He really never gets his shine. And the thing that's so great about Arrow is you could do what Marvel is doing. You could do a gritty Star City based, Arrow TV show. Or you could do, multiversal and, or just government corruption with Amanda Waller. The Arrow is such a unique character because he's so versatile. You really could tell any kind of story with him. And I just, oh man, we need Arrow. And I know there's a lot of characters coming and they want to get a couple things done first. Obviously, that's the case considering they haven't said anything about the Flash, and they can't do a DCU without the Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. They probably shouldn't use just because his character was portrayed so poorly in the Snyder Cut that I'm kidding, but yeah, no, that's what happens. That sometimes you really could damage characters if you don't do them well. And if it's a character that not everyone knows, like Cyborg, Batman, you could have a one-off bad take and it's not the end of the world. Someone like Cyborg, who people aren't really so attached to, or
kind of cooked.
Yeah.
When I think the animated movies position Cyborg in a great way, because Cyborg was like the tech guy for the team, which I thought was a perfect position to keep him at. But then Snyder tried to make him bigger than like what he actually was.
Right.
Not to mention Ray is an idiot.
Yeah. Ray's an idiot, and he 100% sabotaged his own career, but he blamed everyone else for it. But I will say, the one thing Zack Snyder got right was aesthetic and visuals, and that Cyborg suit.
100%. Oh, it was fire. Sick. It was fire, of course. Yeah. All the suits were fire. Yeah. Except Flash. I'm not a fan of the Flash.
I thought that suit was so sick.
I didn't like it, bro. I didn't like it.
Oh man, I loved it.
I loved Aquaman too. I love the armor. The armor for Aquaman was also fire too. I like that as well.
Yeah, Aquaman Snyder Cut.
That John looked crazy. Looked like he's gonna go to war, bro.
By the way, I have a new favorite Iron Man suit.
What is it?
Age of Ultron. I think
that suit is hard. That suit is hard.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the one in the beginning or in the final battle? Because the final battle is like the all red.
Yeah, no, the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning suit is fire.
Yeah.
Fire. All right, let's see. Let's read some chats here. Let's see. He said on Twitter that he started making the trailer. I gotta check that out. Mac Gargan, no. So Mac Gargan was a guy who everyone thinks is going to be Scorpion. He was in the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Remember when Walter was in jail? Yeah, I'm good. No. If you do it, make it Harry Osborn. That's just how I feel. I want Harry Osborn as Venom.
I bet you could find some morons on Twitter who are like, "Oh, the Shocker! Let's get the Shocker!"
Oh God,
yeah. Bro, that every time.
Wait! Didn't we technically? Yeah, we technically did get the Shocker, right?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I cracked up when Michael Keaton was, "Oh, I'm the Shocker!" Bro, that was hysterical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he started to mock him. Yeah, you're right. Yo, I gotta rewatch that, bro. It's been a minute since I watched Homecoming.
Oh, it's so good.
What are you guys' thoughts on fans complaining that Crypto is not a Labrador? I could care less about a dog, honestly. As long as Crypto's there, I could care less, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. Like, also, I think that the look of the dog, it feels like just right for the kind of movie we're looking at.
There are other battles we're fighting for. Like, and by the way, I was watching Isabella Merced. She's playing Hog Girl, and she was talking about Superman, and she said that Superman, like she said, like we are going to see the farm boy Clark Kent too, which I'm really excited to see. Like she said that Clark Kent is a dude that likes cornbread, and that was her version of saying like there's going to be some Kansas in that man. So like I'm really hyped to see like how like I want to understand what she meant by saying that, because if she says that, it means that like it isn't just going to feel like we're just seeing Metropolis Clark Kent. He's definitely going to go home to Aunt May.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aunt May. Oh my God.
Yeah, Martha.
So Martha, my goodness.
Mama Kent.
This is what happened, guys, when you just oh God, Aunt May. That's so bad. Aquarium of Peace, smiley face. Thank you for that. James Gunn has said that video games will connect to the DCU, so I can see the next Batman game being DCU canon, and a potential Green Arrow. Bro, a Green Arrow game would be wild. That would be fun, bro. That would be fun.
So sick. That would be
fun.
Sick. And we know that the bow and arrow is cool in games because the last Tomb Raider trilogy, and I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about like the one that had Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Those games were fire, and the bow and arrow stuff in it was sick.
Bet. Yeah, bro, that would be fun. The Green Arrow game would be fire.
Yeah.
Would you be happy if Matt Gargan is Venom? No. we want
Eddie Brock.
I want Harry Osborn. If you do the symbiote, Henry Cavill as Hyperion, no.
Yeah.
No.
First of all, if they did Henry Cavill as Hyperion, all the Snyder fans, they would freak out for joy, and they don't read comics. So then after they'd be like, "Wait, Hyperion's not like a big deal. He looked like Superman. I thought he was a big deal," and they would freak out. I think that anything Snyder related, and this sucks. I like Henry Cavill. I think he's a good actor, but I think that especially in the comic book movie genre, studios should, and I think they're already doing this. Like, I don't think they need to hear it from me, but studios should do what they are doing and stay clear of having around anything for the long term that involves something that's connected to the Snyderverse, because those fans, you could give them the world. They gave them the Snyder Cut. And what happened? They turned around and continued to treat Warner Brothers like absolute trash. They are, I hate using this word. I really hate it because, like, I think it's so overused to attack people you disagree with. But the Snyder Cut, the Snyder Cult, they are toxic. They are the most negative people, and studios don't want them involved in their fandoms.
Yeah. Also, not to mention that they don't show up. And all they do is talk online, because Black Adam gave us the Henry Cavill Superman. And I would argue that if Black Adam did even half a bill, things would be different than what we see.
Well, everyone said that. People said that they were waiting to see if that movie did good or not before.
Because they would have ran with it. They definitely would have ran with it. And the reality is that those Snyder fans were the ones that were reposting, but they didn't go and they didn't go and see the movie. And
big mouths, small wallet.
Exactly. And the thing with Henry Cavill that I do want to talk about, if Marvel was to cast Henry Cavill, it will be in a role that no one would see coming. Like, I think the Wolverine thing was for fan service. If they would cast him, he would play like a Magneto or some crazy like I think it will be a character that has nothing to do with like a Superman type of character. Like if I'm seeing Cavill, I want him as like a Magneto or something that's like just different. Something just that would take me out of left field. I think he'd be a good Apocalypse too. I mean, I think there's a lot of good roles that Henry Cavill could play very well.
He also looks nothing like Hyperion, but Hyperion is actually a cool character.
Yeah, he is cool.
I hope we see Hyperion in something soon. Hyperion is like raw as hell.
Yeah, he'll be a big good character. Snyder fans who love characters like Homelander, Omni-Man, but wish they were as big as a kind of Superman. So Zack Superman. Wizard. Yeah, bro. By the way, man, Omni-Man is such a great character. Oh, wait, did you start in?
Nah, yet? I need to. I maybe I'll do that tonight.
I'm telling you, bro. Omni-Man is your guy. I'm telling you, Omni-Man is a Jerry character.
Okay,
he is a freaking savage. Glenn Powell, Cyclops wouldn't be against that. Be against that. By the way, dude, man, I love Cyclops, bro. I was rewatching X-Men with my students at church on Saturday. So I was at church.
X-Men 1?
No, we were watching X-Men 97 because they never saw it. So I was watching it. Yes, we were just at church, bro. We watched like 4 episodes and they were just like, I'd never heard of Cyclops. And I was like, dude, like,
bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. But bro, they're 16 too, bro. Like, I'm like, you guys have heard of Cyclops?
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that no one is going to watch a Black Adam movie just to see an end credit scene with Superman when we could just see it on YouTube. But bro, that's how Venom made their money, but by just making these lies that Spider-Man was going to pop up or that there was going to be a Spider-Man connection.
So, yeah, but they still should blame themselves because that's how it was judged, and they always said, "Oh, we'll support it if we get what we want." Yeah. And you know what? I'm happy they didn't, because I would rather get the DCU than the Black Adam universe.
Facts. That would have been trash. I just like Cavill. I just think Cavill is not Captain Britain. Going from Wolverine to Cap, facts, bro. Ugh.
Captain Britain's actually a really cool character.
Yeah, but come on, man. Alexander Skarsgård has a parent. No, let me just make sure this is the right
one that was in John Wick.
Hold on, I'm about to check right now because I got to make sure this is the right Skarsgård. Because there's like 3 of them. No, this is the other one. The other Scarlet Guard.
This is the one that
Yeah,
was in
he played Tarzan. I'm pretty sure.
Session.
Yeah, he also played Tarzan.
Bro, I
Wouldn't
hate
be against that
stuff because I loved the Disney Tarzan movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a banger. Yeah.
Oh, the live action one is?
No, I'm saying like the original is a banger.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny? I started the live action one because it's about like he's married and he goes back to the jungle. I started it, didn't finish it yet, so I need to finish. So far, it's not bad though. So far, not bad. But let me get through it.
Okay.
But yeah, because I was really intrigued by the plot of a Tarzan that's kind of already established in the world, and he goes back. I was like,
right,
check it out. Can get both. Yeah, I wouldn't be against him as a Hyperion. All right, next topic here. Spider-Man 4. So we finally got news that Spider-Man 4 will be coming out in 2026, and it will be coming out after Avengers Doomsday. So, this pretty much tells us that, Kevin Feige, what he said was right, that there will be a multiversal element that will be involved with this movie, which obviously makes sense because we're going into Doomsday, which is leading into Secret Wars. And with Doomsday causing so many things to happen, the consensus is that Spider-Man will probably be dealing with, the repercussions of the events that happen in Doomsday. There's also a second untitled movie. A lot of people are thinking that that's going to be Doctor Strange 3, where Doctor Doom will also be in that movie as well. And it's also rumored that Doctor Doom is going to be in the Spider-Man 4 movie. So Jerry, I want to talk about, how do you feel about Spider-Man 4 coming out after Avengers Doomsday, and with Tom Holland playing a big part in Doomsday, that leading into Spider-Man 4?
I have mixed feelings about it because I love that Spider-Man is going to have a big role in this Avengers cycle. And I understand that they need characters like Spider-Man to help drive the story forward. But, and I hate this word, and I'm not using it because I hate it, but people described Spider-Man Far From Home as, this is the word I hate, palate cleanser. Like,
ugh. Yeah, that word is corny.
It's so corny. And if like you don't understand why it's corny, then you're corny. But the thing is like, bro, we want a New York element Spider-Man movie. Everyone wants a grounded street level Spider-Man movie, and we might never get it in the MCU, and that sucks. It really, really sucks. And I don't know. I need that. I need that, man. I really need it. And because that's what Far From Home was similar to. I mean, it was after Endgame, but that's what people are like, oh, it's a palate cleanser. Bro, I don't need to fucking clean my palate after a fucking movie, okay? And listen, I like Far From Home. It's a good movie. It's underrated. It gets judged a lot, but it does have its problems. And then we got No Way Home. So we got like a big multiversal Spider-Man movie. So I don't know. I think it's anyone's guess what's going to go on in the Spider-Man movie. And I think that there are going to be clowns on the internet who are going to tell you, there's always people they're going to be like, oh, well, X is going to happen. And then based on X, Y, Z, ABC. And, everyone is speculating. What those people don't understand is the word speculation. Speculation is making assumptions or guesses based on the future. You cannot possibly know what is going to, it's like if you are betting on the stock market or a sports game, you are speculating. You cannot possibly know what's going to happen. And then there are people who are going to tell you, I know exactly what's going to happen. And they're going to post videos today, tomorrow. They can't know. They're speculating. They'll never tell you that because they don't even understand what speculation means. And because their ego is too big.
Exactly.
But you don't know what's going to happen in this movie. And it's very hard to speculate on because we don't really know what's going to happen in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Some of us have our, a premise in mind, and, that's fine. But It's not guaranteed. And I think that, you know, it could be a Battle World movie. It could be right before Battle World. Like, we have no idea. But I will say I am pretty confident in my speculation that this is not going to be a street level, grounded Peter Parker and his New York Element movie. And the reason that I speculate that is because they need, if this movie is going to come out between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, don't you think it would be odd for Peter Parker to just be walking around New York like everything, you know, like, well, Doomsday going on? Bro, I'm delivering pizzas. Who cares? That would make no sense.
Yeah, yeah.
No, obviously, Spider-Man is going to be involved in Avengers Doomsday. So if the movie is coming out between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, it's going to have to involve that. And if it involves Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, it's not going to be ground level, street level.
Yeah, so I am somewhat on the opposite of you. You know, I'm not really tripping over if it's New York grounded or not. I can really care less. But I do think that regardless of which idea they go for, I think it's going to work either way. I just think that the question is, you know, because the thing that I've been kind of thinking about is that a lot of fans have to understand this. Doomsday and Secret Wars are two different movies. This is not like Infinity War and Endgame. Like, this is going to be two different things, like two different things that are happening. And I'm going to keep standing by that as I'm going through the freaking Secret Wars comic right now as we speak. There's no way Doomsday is going to be anything to what Secret Wars is going to be. I mean, they should do a 2-part Secret Wars film, to be honest. I mean, it's just this comic is insane. But I will say this, regardless of what happens with Spider-Man, you know, obviously, as you said, right, the events of Doomsday is going to put Spider-Man in a very weird situation. And the question is, what is the situation? As you said, it could be a Battle World story. It could be a figment of New York that Dr. Doom created, that, you know, Tom Holland's Peter Parker is living in, and he does not know what is happening. I mean, we don't necessarily know, you know, what is going to happen. But I do think that Spider-Man being after Avengers Doomsday is a smart move by Marvel, because they're about to get a back-to-back billion-dollar film from a financial standpoint. And what other better character to push your story forward than Spider-Man? And with the second untitled movie that's coming out in 2026, if that is Doctor Strange, that's another big movie that you could use to put Dr. Doom in as well. So, you know, they're putting RDJ to work, man. RDJ is putting that work right now.
So, first of all, and public service announcement, if we're talking about something and you don't know what something is, like Battle World or whatever, don't hesitate to ask a question and comment a question. We'll always answer a question. No question is stupid. It might be corny, but you know. By the way, I am going to cook you right now. You're reading Secret Wars and you haven't read Hickman's Avengers.
Yeah, but it's in my Fantastic Four order. That's why I'm reading it.
Bro, the event, like, that's like the prerequisite comic to that Secret Wars.
So I have to read Hickman's Avengers before Secret Wars?
You should 100%. 100%. That's how.
Yeah. I'm only because in my Marvel app, whatever, it's on the reading list. So that's why I started.
Oh, okay. So regardless, you know, what's interesting about what you're saying is that Hickman's Avengers saga and Secret Wars feel entirely different. So, like, if Doomsday is going to do the Hickman Time Runs Out is like the title of the whole story, you know, Secret Wars does feel like a different story. It's so, but Time Runs Out is still how we get to Secret Wars.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know, so I don't think they're going to be as different as in the comics. Like, I do think they're going to be a little more connected. And I do think, you know, Infinity War and Endgame felt like I guess they did feel like different movies, but at the same time, there was a lot of flashback. That wasn't really flashback, but like we went through some of the same scenes, especially when we were going through the different Thanoses and all that. But yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of things that, and there is that other untitled movie that we don't know what it is. That's going to be between the two, which will be interesting. By the way, there's a stupid rumor going around about a Midnight Suns movie being fast tracked. That sounds like, they just canceled Blade and now they're doing Midnight Suns. Like, makes no sense. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because who are going to be the big Avengers in Doomsday? That's the other thing. They have introduced so many characters that nobody cares about. And like, I don't know. I just feel like it's got to be
gotta have Captain America.
Got to have Captain America. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Or
Sam Wilson, Thor.
Captain Marvel is definitely going to be in it.
They should just forget about her at this point,
dude. I would replace her for like Photon at this point. I ain't going to hold you, bro.
Yeah,
I'll put Photon or freaking Miss Marvel. I mean, just being real. Yeah. I think Miss Marvel's a cooler character.
I agree. I think Miss Marvel would be perfect. So
Miss Marvel, they're gonna go Spider-Man. You're gonna go Hawkeye. He's gonna be in it.
Yeah, Hawkeye definitely.
Doctor Strange. Roman. What's her name? Yelena. She'll probably be in there. Bucky. He'll probably be in there.
T'Challa should be there.
T'Challa, hopefully. And who else?
Yeah, seriously, who else?
Star-Lord. Star-Lord's probably going to join the team.
Star-Lord.
He's on Earth, so
Adam Warlock.
The Guardians, yeah. Yo, what if Star-Lord joins the Avenger team? That'll be fire, bro. Since he's on Earth, that'll be cool. That'd be cool. So yeah, I mean, look, Spider-Man 4 After Doomsday has the potential to be something very different than what we have seen ever. And that's what makes me very excited. So we shall see what happens. But I trust, what Feige and them are doing. It seems like they have a lot of purpose with what they're doing with Doomsday and Secret Wars. So we'll just have to see what happens. All right, let's read some chats here. Do you think the three Spider-Man will reunite in Secret Wars? I'm betting they will. They better. They should. I will be okay with Henry Cavill as Magneto, but this is my issue. Who is playing Professor X? Because then it has in his 40s as well, and the only actor that is still in his 40s, bro, James McAvoy should play.
Yeah. By the way, I hope they don't bring back Toby and Andrew, and not that I don't like them or anything like that, but we had that moment. Like, enough with the retro characters. We've seen retro characters, cameos. Like, we've had multiple movies with cameos at this point. Like, do we really need any more?
Yes.
Are they going to do? Oh, I disagree. I think
it would be cool. I mean, bro, there was nothing against them just popping up for a moment in the final battle. And here's
the other problem.
And if Secret Wars is the thing that honors, all of Marvel, you bring back everybody.
I disagree. I strongly disagree. I think that's a terrible idea. And here's why. I think that we were just talking about which Avengers are going to be there. Yeah. And if main MCU Avengers can't hold their own in this story, then the story sucks to begin with. If you need to bring in Tobey Maguire to help your movie sucks, okay? And I'm so tired of this nonsense. And I think it's just I just think it's
it isn't that. I still don't agree, but I mean, Deadpool Wolverine could get on that roster too, right? It's possible.
Yes, but that is different because they're technically MCU characters now. They got their own movie. That's not a cameo.
No. I was just thinking about the Avengers roster for
right.
What we just said that they could probably beat. Now them two on a roster would add a big power. Oh, and the Fantastic Four. How did I forget about that?
And the
totally forgot. Yeah, the Fantastic. Okay. That's a very powerful team. We're good. We're good.
No retro cameos.
Yeah, we're good.
Retro cameos.
We're good. And I mean, it's the reality that some of the OGs might come back. I mean, I think that's gonna happen. Like I expect to see ScarJo coming back in Secret Wars. Like there's some people that but the other thing like
One
that
thing I'll say, if Doom dies, they better bring back RDJ as Iron Man.
Do you 100%? Do you know the other thing that you and I talked about months ago that was a rumor that I would love to unfold? This is all speculation right now. What would be fire is if, because I literally just read it. There was this team that Namor tried to recruit Dr. Doom on in Secret Wars, and Doom was like, "Do you know who I am? What is the name of the team? I forget." Hold on. Now I have the hold on.
What Namor tried to? This is in a comic book.
Yeah, hold on. Because he tried to recruit Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom was like, "Bro, like, do you know who I am?" I have to find it. I am going to talk about it next week, but I literally read it and I was like, "Yo, that was hilarious." But remember when you and I talked about a while ago that that some of the plans that we don't know if it's scrapped or not, was that there was going to be like Dr. Doom was going to have his little like Dark Avengers team. You know what I mean? What I think would be super cool, and this is speculation, is what if the OGs were on Dr. Doom's team? That would be fire. Now, I know that might go against some of the story and all of that crap, but if you bring back the OGs, I want it to be done where they're villains. Like, that would be sick. Oh my God. Like, imagine like freaking Hydra Cap and all these people like showing up. That would be crazy. Oh God. And then he beats the crap out of Sam. That would be hilarious. That would be fun.
I'd rather get like Doom as a classic villain than bringing back all the oldies.
Yeah, I disagree.
It's kind of like
there's a lot of ways you do it.
Like, I just think that is like a special edition type of movie, and this is like a regular Doom villain movie. Like, I would prefer a regular Doom, to see Doom as a regular villain before like getting to see him do something like crazy like that,
Dude, I think in Secret Wars, I think they're pulling everything. I really think they're going for it, man. I really do. And I hope they do, man, but we shall see. Are the Russos aren't, I don't think they announced a director for Secret Wars, right?
I don't think so.
Who is directing Secret Wars?
Isn't it that guy Destin who's doing Avengers?
The Russos are doing Secret Wars.
Right. And Destin's doing the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, the Russos, wow, they are doing Secret Wars, man. Give them X-Men too, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah. So all right, and we are going to talk about that. Can we just go to that topic now?
X-Men?
Yeah. Okay. So with all of these projects getting canceled, and we have a few more projects that we're going to talk about that have got canceled, aka Armor Wars, because the director spoke on it. It seems like the MCU is trying to speed track through the multiverse saga to get us to the mutants. With the Blade being canceled and a lot of these other projects being canceled. The Scarlet Witch movie rumored to get moved, and they are still trying to figure out if they want to put Doctor Strange after Doomsday or move him so after the multiverse saga is over. But but the rumor going around is that X-Men is the first movie that they want to do post Secret Wars.
That's one thing I don't get when everyone's like, "Oh, this is the first." Like, bro, like people are talking about, "Oh, Thor's going to be the first one," or like, bro, everyone's been saying for years it's going to be X-Men. The one I wouldn't say, I don't think they are trying to fast track it, because if you look at the timetable, like, this saga started in 2019 with Far From Home, and talking about 2026 and 2027 is when the Secret Wars is coming out. That's 8 years.
Yeah.
I think that as far as we've known, like the Avengers movies, for a long time, they've always been slated for 2026, 2027. Actually, I think when they first announced Kang Dynasty, it was even sooner. I think they originally said 2025.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to fast track. It's just that a lot of the content hasn't been up to par with what we're used to. And that's what I think a lot of fans got to understand. And with a lot of projects being canceled, Marvel is just playing it safe. Okay. There's a difference between playing it safe and trying to fast track. I think like because look, I mean, right now, I mean, this is the last week of like Agatha. We're going to get Ironheart because they filmed that. But after that, I mean, they're pretty much focused on the big players.
I
Until
hope
that.
so. I hope so.
Well,
Because if we get
bro,
another show like
it has to be from all the projects that we have seen. I mean, everything other than Ironheart is big players. Daredevil, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, like the Avengers, Doomsday, Spider-Man. I mean,
Thunderbolts listen, I'm excited for it, but I wouldn't call them big players. And by the way, I just looked it up. Kang Dynasty original release date was May 2nd, 2025.
Yeah. So they're technically still on track. Well,
Yeah.
they're a year off track.
Oh, they're behind.
I mean, they're like a year behind, but
they should be behind because so many of their plans fell apart. But I'll tell you this: if Kevin Feige gets on a stage and announces another show like Gagatha again, I am gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, I agree. There is no way you keep playing like this. Like you gotta go with your big players and leave it there. Leave it there. Like look. I get it. A lot of actors don't want to do series. Well, sorry. We're in a new world now where Netflix is paying people like Denzel millions of dollars to be in series and stuff. I mean, this is just the world that we're in, and that's just like where I'm at. And if the big actors don't want to do series, then just stick to the Daredevil and just rock and just make that the only show. That is how I feel, and make the rest animated shows. I like you can't play with the house like that, man. So that's just where I'm at. But yeah, I do not, but a lot of people have been feeling that they're trying to speed track, and I don't think they're trying to speed track. They're just taking out a lot of projects that don't mean nothing to the multiverse saga, and they're pushing all of the projects that's adding to this doomsday ball, that we are going to see. And I think that the Fantastic Four is going to be the intro into that. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah, I can't wait for Fantastic. I still can't believe we're getting Fantastic Four this coming summer. Like that's not that far away.
Wild, bro. Wild. It's just crazy to think that we're getting the Fantastic Four. Well, like even Brave New World. It's wild to think that we're getting a Sam Wilson Captain America movie. Like that really shot. It's just.
But there's starting to be some rumblings about that movie that don't sound too good.
Why? What happened?
People keep saying that there are tests. They did all the reshoots and the test screenings are still not favorable. That's what.
See, they said the same thing about the Thunderbolts, but then they got called out about saying it was a lie. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I mean, listen, I think that movie looks good. I do.
It does. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see, man. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm really hyped for next year. 2025 is going to be a great year. And Fantastic Four is the movie that I'm mostly. This is probably the most movie I've had anticipation for since Endgame. Or no, since No Way Home. So I'm pretty excited.
For Brave New World?
No, Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I think like Fantastic Four. I'm like as excited as I would be for a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, like they are. I mean, you don't get bigger than that.
And it's the 60s theme with the blue and the white collars. Count me in, bro. Count me in.
Hell
Count
yeah.
me in.
Yeah.
Let's see. I always viewed Infinity War and Endgame as one movie since originally Endgame was called Infinity War Part 2.
Facts.
Fair. Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel, he is so gassed on the internet, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, he's not.
He's like, cool, but like people be gassing him too much. He's a lot like a Sentry, bro. Like honestly, if they give me Blue Marvel before Marvel, I'm gonna riot.
Yeah, well, they will never do Marvel because
he's such a better character than Carol, which is crazy.
I know, but the Snowflake mob would lose their mind, and it's so annoying that like no one else's feelings matter. It's all about them.
By the way, Marvel's son, bro, is one of the coolest looking characters ever. Because Marvel's son, like his skin is like the color of space. It's insane. Like his His skin is like the galaxy. It's really cool. I would love for him to come into the MCU. That would be fun and take Carol's place. All right. You said what?
One could dream,
right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the main Avengers. Wait, Soap Dorisu? Who's that? I'm about to Google that. Soap Dorisu.
Yeah, I Googled that too. I don't know who he is.
Let's see. Soap Dorisu as T'Challa.
I got to tell you, Enzo, I'd prefer. Why am I blanking on my guy's name now? The kid who played
Damson?
Yeah, Damson Idris. Damson Idris. There we go.
Yo, this dude, Soap, he would have been a good recast for Kane the Conqueror.
Have you seen him in anything, or you just think he looks the part?
I'm just going straight off of looks. I have no idea what his acting ableness is. I'm just talking about looks. He would have been a good Kane, man, look wise. But yeah, I mean, look, man, we want Damson as T'Challa.
Yeah. I've seen this guy. He's in Gangs of London.
Is he good?
I don't remember.
I bet I'm about to watch.
I think so, though. That's a great show.
Cool. Here's the thing: the main Avengers. Here's the thing about the main Avengers. Are they even going to be the main Avengers post Secret Wars if the soft reboot is true? That's why they might have all these cameos because it's going to reset. Hey, another fair point. Who knows?
You don't need the cameos to reset it, though.
You don't need to, but it's still cool. What's wrong with having the whole gang show, bro, on Battle World, bro?
Bro, because people get focused on cameos and not actually having a good story, and then we get a shitty movie. There's a bunch of cameos, and it's just like
it's the Russos, bro. They're not going to do that, bro. It's the Russos. They're like, bro, the Russos they're not going to sacrifice cameos, or they're not going to sacrifice the movie for cameos.
I am strongly anti-cameo.
Hey, man, I can't wait to see you wrong in 2027,
bro. I can't wait.
And we're going to see it together. We're going to see it together.
I'm wrong, but when I'm right, I'm going to tell you. I told you should have stopped gassing them up over cameos.
You know what? No, bro. We're going to see it together in Dolby, and I'm going to say and look at you and say, and you're going to be like, ha, ha, you know what I should do? Screaming in the theater.
I should make a website and call it Only Cameos, and I should sell subscriptions to cameos since y'all love your cameos so much. I should make money on cameo porn.
Oh gosh. That's my choice for the upcoming MCU reboot. T'Challa, Black Panther, dude. Dorisu as T'Challa, Black Panther would be perfect. Damson is better, bro. Damson is better. I gotta ask. Obviously, Wolverine and Cyclops are a must for the first MCU X-Men movie, but who else would you say has to be a must? Yes, Storm is a must. You gotta have Storm on that roster.
Magneto is a must.
Rogue is not a must, but she definitely will be on that roster.
I think Rogue is important.
Mm-hmm. Jean Grey, 100%.
Yeah, Jean Grey and like
Nightcrawler.
There's some characters I'd love to see. I don't know if Nightcrawler and Emma Frost are a must, but I would love to see them there.
Is it Nightcrawler OG though?
I think so, but he's not like.
Let me see. Oh well, the OG is like Archangel and all those.
You know,
I would love Iceman. I love Iceman, bro. We gotta get Iceman in here, man. I love Iceman. He's awesome. But yeah, Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler. Superman and the Fantastic Four come out around the same time. Facts. We are being spoiled. 2025. We're gonna be spoiled. Aldous Hodge is Blue Marvel. Aldous Hodge is the guy that played Hawkman, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a great actor. He's so good as Hawkman. I want him in the DCU as Hawkman. Honestly, I don't even bring him in MCU at all. But I will say Aldous Hodge would be a great T'Challa.
I googled like OG X-Men and this came up and I had to send it to you because this is like, it's just like, this is what I think of when I think
say though, I do like the comic book version. I ain't gonna hold you, but thank God Hugh Jackman isn't 4'9".
Right. Yeah. It does look like a comic book version for sure.
Well, what do you think about the idea of the MCU X-Men movie where Dark Phoenix already happened and we are introduced to Emma Frost and nah.
I actually don't know if I'm opposed to that. I think that, first of all, they've done Dark Phoenix twice.
Yeah, it is overplayed.
And there are so many X-Men stories. And if you just get that stuff out of the way, like maybe that's not a bad idea.
That is fair. That is fair. That is fair. Now I think about it, it's fair. I just don't want yeah, you're right. You know, Dark Phoenix is very overplayed, and what I hate is when they try to center. It feels like the X-Men always starts off good, but ends up getting centered around Jean Grey and Cyclops. And like, yes, to an extent, they are centered, but like, we need other characters in the mix, man. We really
That's
do.
why First Class was so good.
Yeah. Do you know another character that grew on me in X-Men 97? What's her name? Jubilee. Jubilee is a really cool character.
Yeah, she is.
But I like Jubilee mostly because she's sarcastic. I love sarcastic characters. But anyways, all right. We have this topic and one more, then we're done. So Ray movie drama. I talked about this on TikTok, but I want to talk about this here. So what is funny is, you know, when celebrities lie on the public stage, it's funny when you catch them in their own lies. So Daisy really opened up her mouth last week and talked about how, by the way, Beast is a must on the X-Men team. We need Beast on there. Gambit, I don't think Gambit's a must, but he probably will be on there after his popularity from the, you know, the Deadpool film. Anyways, so Daisy really opened up in a news article talking about Ray. She was saying that, you know, that they're working on stuff. She's very happy with the progress that is on it. And Jerry, do you know what's super hilarious? 2 days after we found out that Stephen Knight, the writer, left. And the reason why is because all right, here, Jerry, hear this out.
Wait, who said that? That was Daisy Ridley. She was like, I'm super happy with it. And then the writer left.
2 days after. So this is why he left. Hear this out, bro. He submitted 4 different scripts. They all got denied.
Damn.
So he left.
This
is the second right. No, now they're on their third writer now for this Ray movie. And now it is delayed again. So and if you are familiar with Star Wars, when a movie gets delayed, it ain't gonna happen. So, you know, that's how Taika's movie got canned. That's how Patty Jenkins' movie got canned. So look, man, I just want to say, man, this is not surprising. Jerry and I called this when this movie first got announced. We said that, you know, they're gonna have trouble trying to find someone to write on this, and that, you know, whatever, and that Lucasfilm loves to turn down good scripts. Lindelof wrote a really good script where he made Rey super old and he was gonna kill her off, which I think was the best option. You know, you kill her off and then you start with new Jedi. Best way. They don't want that. They would still want it to be built around Daisy. And, you know, it seems like the writers on these projects don't want to center it around her. So, you know, Lucasfilm, if you guys have been dodging theaters for years, like I've said, right? Regardless of what you do, this movie will bomb. The only movies that have any type of faith is the Mandalorian stuff. Other than that, you're cooked.
Yeah, it just sounds like they are super unorganized, unprofessional. Like, how does Kathleen Kennedy still have a job? And we very rarely get like an inside look at what's going on. And I feel like this is that. And it just goes to show that she has no idea what she's doing. She's desperate to get this Rey movie too, because what everyone needs to understand is that she sees Rey as her baby, and her baby, she knows, failed 3 times. Yes, it was successful financially, but it never won the real Star Wars fans' approval. Real Star Wars fans were never happy with it. And don't get me wrong, there are some Star Wars fans that will always cape for it because they agree with the agenda of the movies. I don't know if they actually like the movies. I think a lot of people, they identify that they subscribe to the same ideologies as that, like, are in line with the creation of the Star Wars sequels. And because of that, it seems that they play mental gymnastics in their head to justify the movie and pretend the movie's good. It's not, oh, let me go watch this movie and see if I like it and if it's good and if it was accurate to the lore. It's, you know what? I like the agenda. I know this looks bad for Star Wars, so I'm going to go online and pretend it's good. Or I'm going to lie to myself, and you get what I'm saying. Anyway, guess what? Kathleen Kennedy before she knows her time is her days are numbered there, and she wants to get one movie that isn't divisive amongst Star Wars fans that she could say she went out on a high note. It's important for her career. It's important for her legacy. And it's definitely important for her ego.
Yeah, which is like you have the perfect exit, which is Mando and Grogu.
Yeah.
That's the perfect exit.
I saw someone who is, I don't know if he's big, but he's relatively big. He's got somewhat of a following. And he said the other day, he posted a picture on Twitter, and it was like a little girl dressed up as Rey. And he was like, this is what Star Wars is about. Doesn't matter that grown men are on the internet whining about a movie they didn't like. First of all, like, okay, it's great that the little girl is enjoying, and this is what I said. I was like, it's great that she's enjoying dressing up as Rey, but it doesn't mean that the movies were good. And you're on the internet whining that grown men don't like the movie. So get over
just cook yourself.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And it's like, I don't know, I just think like the lines are like drawn the same way the American electorate is drawn with these movies. It's like 50-50 right down the middle.
There's no, but like a lot of people aren't doing research, like because my whole thing is like, look, prime example, like you are a Sony caper, which is fair. You like Sony, but you also will call out Venom for being a bad movie. You will call out Craven if it's bad. You will give them hell if they do it. The same thing with me. I love the MCU. I love the DCU. But if Superman is trash, we're going to bring the fire, and that's just the way.
Well, I got a question for you, Stevie. Will you criticize Marvel if Reed Richards doesn't shave the mustache?
You know, I don't really care about the stash, but
you do think it's ridiculous.
Not really. No, but what? So when it comes for me for Reed, okay, I just need the character to be landed. But because Pedro looks like me. Well, number one, I really have to see like the actual costume and in action before I can talk about the look, because I've yet to see it. Once we see him in the suit, then I can have an actual like opinion. Because like I keep seeing pictures of his haircut and stuff, but then a lot of people are saying that it's a lot different. Like they said, when he has on a suit, he looks a lot different. I don't know what that means. So like I got it. They were basically saying like Reed with the suit on, like with a regular suit,
is like Clark with the glasses.
Yeah, and they said when he has on his costume, it's like two different people. So I have to be, you know what I mean? I got it. So I'm not sure, but I'm not really tripping over the beard though. Personally,
I do think it's like such a easy fix that it's indefensible not to shave it. That's my view.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you. I've been that way about things, but with Reed, the beard is just not what I'm tripping over. For me, like, and I know Pedro has the acting ability to do it, but I really don't want to sound like a douchebag when I say this, bro. But like, he has to sound very intellectual. Like, it can't sound fake.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of
how
people,
I read, like,
like there's a lot of people who like in Fast and Furious when Kevin Hart played the tech geek, it was cringe because he doesn't know how to play like a tech geek. You know what I mean? Like you have to sell me on the fact that you're the smartest man in the world, and that's kind of that's my fear with Pedro. How do you sell like how is he going to sell me that? But it's not just on Pedro, it's also on the writing. The writing has to be like top tier, and I mean like the way that he talks has to be another level of intellect, and that's what my fear is. And that's what I've been seeing when I read Hickman's Fantastic Four. You know when Johnny's talking and when Reed is talking. There's two different levels of vocabulary that is being used. And what makes Reed special is that very few people can talk with him on that level. And that's what I need to see in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I thought Krasinski's voice was like perfect in Multiverse of Madness. You're going to love the Illuminati in the Hickman Avengers saga, because that is like I mean, that is the best Illuminati story in the game. But yeah, when I read like comics and it's one of Reed's lines, like I read it, I don't know how to describe it, but my Reed voice in my head is like a very specific smart guy voice. And it's interesting because it's similar, not the same to my Tony Stark voice, but my Tony Stark voice is Robert Downey Jr. But Robert Downey Jr., when he talks, he sounds like a smart, intellectual kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, one thing I didn't like about Hickman's F4 is, and maybe it's just something that I have to get used to with Hickman. He changes art so much.
Yeah.
Because I really like the original art that he had in that I think it's like issue number 570 or whatever. But like, I like the husky Reed, where Reed was a little muscular with with the shadow beard. It was kind of cool. And then in like 572 or something, like he was super skinny. I'm like, bro, like choose one.
Yeah, I don't think that was on him. I could be wrong though, but the art in his Avengers run is insane. And that was like, I was already reading comics on my iPad, but that was where it really changed for me, where I was like, everyone else is wrong. It's better to read it on the iPad because it will always look better when there's a backlight.
Exactly. Also, another scene that I hope that we get to see what's it called. I hope that we get to see where Reed's son wants to see Spider-Man and Johnny just hating on him.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing was when they were at what's his name's birthday and Johnny gave him a book on how to pick up girls.
yeah. Bro, Johnny's hysterical.
He's a troll, bro. He's a troll.
Did you get to the negative zone scene yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Let me see. Hold on.
I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, don't yet. But yeah, bro, I'm loving this Hickman run. But you keep gassing up Avengers, so now I'm gonna have to start it.
The Hickman Fantastic Four run it's up there. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But that Avenger, like when you read that Avengers run, you're gonna say to me, "Okay, I understand. I get it. You were right. I should have read this a long time ago." That's what you're gonna
say. Bet. All right. Let me just read some chats, then we'll hit Armor Wars, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, let's see. Who would you cast as Blue Marvel? John Boyega. So I'll cast. I told my professor who loves Star Wars that Lucasfilm might be doing another Rey movie, and he was like, "Oh God, no!"
Bro,
yeah, that's what we all said.
Professor, and it's rare to find a good professor because they all lean one way.
Pedro as Reed is the equivalent to Ewan McGregor as Hal Jordan. Stop it, bro. My friend said Pedro looks too okay. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. My gosh. All right. We're gonna go to Armor Wars. And this is how we're gonna end tonight. So the writer talked about Armor Wars, and basically they were kind of asking about the state of the MCU. And because we all know right now that they're cleaning house. And when I say cleaning house, a lot of projects are getting scrapped that were in development. And as you and I said, right, they're focused on stuff. So this is what the writer Yasir Lester said. He said he's not sure if the Armor Wars film is happening or not. In the same way Blade goes away and comes back the next day, Armor Wars is. It'll be a thing that happens every few months, then it won't happen, then it will happen again. Let me tell you guys where I'm at with Armor Wars.
That does not sound promising.
I believe, number one, you cancel Armor Wars and you bring Iron Man back. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? At this point, I agree. The MCU could use Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, like, no offense to Rhodey. I love Rhodey, but sorry, bro. You don't need your own movie.
Bro, if this show comes out and it is just Rhodey, I'll be happy. I really want to see the show. But, bro, the way things are going right now, if they could bring back Iron Man, that would be, like, the biggest game changer. And I think that, like myself, I think a lot of people would be ecstatic over it. There would be some that are apprehensive. And I think like once they thought about it, they'd be like, okay, you know what? Nah, this is a good thing. But there would also be the wave of morons who are like, oh, so they're definitely going to do like the infamous Iron Man and, Tony, oh, you kind of look like me. bro, they are going to ignore that. They're going to treat it like it's not even a thing. It's the only way to do it and not be corny. And some of y'all just can't even help yourselves when it comes to being corny. It's like second nature to you.
Yeah.
By the way, I tease, I joke. If you watch the show, you get it. If you don't, and you're watching this out of context, understand that I play around.
Yeah, right. Yes, and I agree with this. I don't think the mask is coming off. That's in my opinion. I don't think we're getting the mask coming off until maybe the end of the movie, or maybe when he's like alone, the mask is off. But I
think the mask is going to come off, and I'll tell you why. I think that they're going to want to convey human emotion to him, and they're going to want to show facial expressions. And I think because of that, I think the mask is coming off.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But so yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because I don't think that they're going to do infamous Iron Man, but we also can't ignore the fact that, like, I think that they're also going to play off of the fact that if Dr. Doom does take off his mask in front of a freaking Peter Parker, he's going to look like Tony Stark, and I think it's smart for them to ride on, not for like Tom Holland to join him, but be like, bro, like, this, you look like somebody I know, you know what I mean? And then Doom's gonna be like, I don't care, and then throw him into like another Earth, you know what I mean?
If they did it, like, that's the way to do it. Like,
exactly. Like, it has to be.
You miss it.
It's going to be mentioned because he's a multiversal character. Like the same way if Chris Evans came back and played who's a random powerful character, the Beyonder. Let's just say he was the Beyonder, right? Like, if Chris Evans pulled up to Sam and as the Beyonder, Sam's like, Steve? No. And just throws him somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, and that's just a theory.
But disbelief. I think the way to I think the way to go about it is just ignore it. I really do.
But that wouldn't be realistic if it would make no sense to the story if you just if he's showing his face around and the old Avengers don't acknowledge the fact that he looks like someone, because I can see something to where, like, they get into a battle early in the film, Doom washes them, right? I mean, destroys them, and then Doom's mask gets like knocked off. This is all speculation, right? But Doom's mask gets knocked off, and Peter gets all freaked out.
I don't think you're just saying like an example of how.
Yeah, this is an example. Like, I'm saying, like, look, right? Like, Peter gets all freaked out, right? And then Peter goes back to the Avengers HQ and is like kind of freaking out, and then Sam goes up and says, like, bro, we know, but we don't care. He has to die. Like, we have to defeat him.
Oh yeah, see, like, that I think is way too much, because, like, I don't think that.
Yeah, I disagree.
I strongly disagree, because I don't think, even if they're like, oh, you kind of look like someone I know, so I'm not going to kill you, like that. That's
no. I didn't say this. I didn't say so. I'm not going to. No. I'm saying Peter is going to be startled at first, and then Sam's going to come and be like, bro, it doesn't matter. He has to die. Like, he has to go.
Yeah, but I don't think I think that would be a bad way to do it, because if he's startled to the point where he has to be reminded that they gotta take him out, like, that's doing too much. I think if they do it, I think the move is to not do it. But I think if they're going to do it, blink if you miss it, like, oh, you kind of look like someone I know, and then that's it. Whatever, action.
Yeah, I disagree, bro. I think that Marvel's going to. I'm not saying it's going to be a big part of the plot, but fans are going to love that. I mean, fans are going to love that idea of Peter Parker seeing him as like, bro, you look just like freaking Tony, and he's like, who the frick is Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I swear to God, if I see I Hate You 3000, yo, all right. Hopefully they don't do.
Hungry Almighty. That's one of my favorite comments you've ever had.
Yeah, I hate you, or from RJ Doom, or this isn't you, Mr. Yeah, I don't want it to be that cringe, bro. But there has to be some type of mention. Like, they'll be dumb if they don't do some type of mention to it, bro. Like, come on, dog. Because these are people coming from another Earth that look like somebody you know. So we'll see.
Okay, now I'm starting to rethink the RDJ thing. I think they should have just went with Mads Mikkelsen, because this is just corny.
No, RDJ.
Yeah, nah, they should just ignore it, bro. If they're gonna do that, like, that is so whack.
Even if it's for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just think
tripping,
like,
bro. You tripping.
I think people are like so focused on this, and it's like, I think the way to do it is just ignore it. It's a new character, sometimes people look like people. They got, if you Google Kanye East right now, you're going to see some guy from halfway around the world who kind of looks like Kanye. You know, like sometimes people look like people, and it happens, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I see it more as like when Doctor Strange saw Mordo from like the other Earth. He was like, he acknowledged he's there, but then it kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he was a little rattled at first, but then it just became normal. Like that's kind of the way that I see it.
Yeah, I think that's too much.
Oh well, then we'll have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it like I think on screen is gonna be awesome, but we shall see. So all right, we are going to end it here tonight. But before we hop off, Jerry, just what are some comics that you read last week? Like, give us some stuff that you've been into that we could jump on. Like, I know you sent me that Batman one, and you said it was fire.
Oh, that one is so fire. Okay, so Detective Comics 1090, Tom Taylor. There's a new villain. The art is crazy, but the big takeaway from this comic book, I love Batman stories that put his code to the test and the no kill rule. This one takes it a step further. Basically, there's a flashback, and it's of Thomas Wayne as a doctor. And
Really?
decades before Thomas Wayne was shot, he rehabilitates Joe Chill. Joe Chill is the man who shot Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
So what's crazy about that is that he actually could have prevented that. And when he did it, like he was kind of phased with like, this is a bad person. You really probably shouldn't be doing it. And people were kind of saying, and he was like, you know, that's not for me to decide. I took the Hippocratic Oath. You know, I'm supposed to save lives. And the whole thing is you're saving one life, but it's going to cost a lot more. And, you know, it's interesting. And, you know, it's interesting just going to see how Batman and, you know, Bruce feel about that. So that's definitely a run to watch and watch out for. Chip Zdarsky's run is coming to an end soon. So it's nice that we have this one. Obviously, you know, if you've been keeping up with the news, Jeff Loeb is going to be picking up the Batman run from Chip Zdarsky with Hush Part 2. We don't know how long that's going to go, but people are speculating it'll be like 10 to 12 issues. We don't know if Jeff Loeb will stick around after. The first Hush he did is worth noting. I think he just wrote Hush, and that was like it. Or wait, did he write? Hold on. I don't know, but yeah, he didn't stay on for that long regardless. Yeah. So the other ones that I've read were so Iron Man, the new Iron Man run started, which was pretty crazy. Basically, Roxxon and Roxxon is doing a hostile takeover trying to do a hostile takeover of the Stark Industries. This came out of his, you know, the last Iron Man run ended with Fei Long basically, you know, going crazy on all of Tony's suits. So Tony didn't start off in a great place, and he's already in hot water. That's pretty cool. The new, you know, X-Men run is really interesting. So this was X-Men number 6 by Jed McKay. So there are people out there that they figured out how to activate a mutant gene and make someone who wasn't born a mutant. And you know, Magneto was like, he kind of freaked out on the X-Men. He was like, I don't really care how somebody became a mutant or when they became a mutant. If they're a mutant, they're ours. They're mutants. So there's going to be some philosophical, you know, developments, I think, about how they view mutants and all that. That's a really interesting thing that is cooking up. You know, Absolute Wonder Woman, it was cool. It wasn't nearly as good as Absolute Batman. You know, but basically she is a like a goddess and Greek mythology. Definitely a bit darker, so that was cool. But like I said, definitely not as good as Absolute Batman. And I think that was definitely most of it. But I will say the new Wolverine run, I think the most recent one came out like 2 weeks ago. That is fire. Definitely don't sleep on that. And there's some really good ones coming out this week. I'll tell you which ones I'm reading in a second.
Yep.
Hold on. I saved it the other day. Okay, so Amazing Spider-Man 60, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, issue number 2, Wolverine Revenge, also releases, which is the Jonathan Hickman Wolverine. It's incredible. Namor number 4, which I've really been liking, and Chasm, Curse of Cain. Chasm is like the new Ben O'Reilly. That's what he goes by. Yeah, really cool. That's the suit, actually. Really sick.
That's hard.
Yeah. So all dope, really good stuff. Like I always say, it's the best time ever to be a comics fan.
Good. But we are here, guys. We're here. So, all right, guys, we're going to end this. We're going to end this right now. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're almost at. Hold on. We're almost at 1,280. So please get us to. We really want to get to 1,300 by the end of the month, man. So please keep subbing. But thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day and peace out.
Peace.